Hello.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is still morning? No, I guess not technically. It feels like morning. It's a festival. So thank you so much for joining this panel on management in smaller territories. I can't remember the actual name, and I can't see it, but that's a rough theme. I'm Jess Partridge. I'm the executive director of Emma. We are co-presenting this panel, and I'll be your moderator for today. Emma is an organization which brings together all of the management organizations in each country in Europe on a European level. So we have 17 members, 17 different MMFs, or, they're not all called MMFs. The German one, for instance, is called IMUG. And we bring them together to advocate for managers on a European level. This involves doing a lot of networking for managers, a lot of upskilling for managers. So if you check out our socials, you can find a lot of masterclasses, opportunities to hear from professionals in the industry, and also opportunities to meet your peers across Europe. And it also involves a lot of advocacy, so representing managers and artists at a European level to the European Parliament, to the Commission, and trying to improve working conditions for artists and managers. We're always super keen to hear from you, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have ideas or things you want to see to help improve your lives, the lives of those around you. And that's enough from me. I would love my panelists to introduce themselves and tell you a bit more about what they do, who they work with, and where they're from. Jo, do you want to start, as you're next to me?
Yeah, hello, I'm Jo, Johannes Stöckholzer. I'm founder of the German indie label Unserer 1, and I'm managing the female MC Spiliv and the indie act Magdalena Vavra. Yeah.
Great. Katja?
Hi, my name is Katia Talarova. I'm from Slovakia, and I'm managing like 6 bands. The funny thing is, like, I'm working with the bands for a couple of years, but I still didn't find the proper name for my agency, so I don't have a name of my agency. And besides that, I work for Slovak Music Export and also Showcase Festival Sharp in Bratislava.
Hi, my name is Bettina Pammer. I'm working as a manager with the Austrian artists Anka Tikoy and Alicia Edelweiss. Over the years, I was working for a record label and doing consultancy for several artists and producers. I named my agency Cold Hands because I always have cold hands, so I had the same struggle like you have. Luckily, we are no artists, but yeah, I found a name.
So before we really kick off, I would love to hear from each of you, just to make these stories a little bit more personal, about how and why you got into management. So yeah, do you want to start, Jo?
I come from the label side, so I have an indie label, and so the artists involved there, and then somehow they get into, okay, now they need management because the fan base is growing, all they have to do is too much. So yeah, I just got into it because I saw they need it. So yeah.
Kind of accidentally.
Yeah.
Katja?
Yeah, my case is also like I was always around the bands and artists and festivals and events. And yeah, suddenly my friends came to me like, hey, we need the manager. Like, would you like to work with us? And I was like, okay, but what should I do? Like, I didn't know anything about it. I didn't have any contacts. And they were like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. And it was like 10 years ago. And yeah, like currently I cooperate with like 6, 7, maximum 8-ish bands. Depends if they're active or not. And I cooperate with the bands from different genres. Like, it's crazy, from super avant pop soul R&B artists through progress jazz, through punk rock rap and electronic music. So yeah, I'm even like really creating an environment for different genres, different people, different approaches. And yeah, I still get some requests. Also, like my friend today told me, like, "Ah, do you want to like be our manager?" Like, I was like, "Yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're super strange rock band with strange lyrics." Yeah. So
Maybe. I mean, again, kind of accidentally, this is definitely a theme when we talk to managers, that there's not always the intention to be a manager, but more the necessity. Bettina, how did you get into it?
After working for a record company, I was working for a tax consultancy, and I met an artist, and she said, "Hi, I'm in real deep trouble. Can you help me with my tax?" And this was like my first step into management.
Okay, that's a different route. Really, really interesting. And yeah, it just, I think it's important to acknowledge that the management role is just one of those things that you can end up doing. I'm personally, I'm a manager as well. I only manage one artist, but it was simply that I heard an artist that I really, really enjoyed and knew that they needed the support, and I thought I could see a role for myself within it. And I think that that's it. You can understand how you can help and provide value to that person, and that's what's happened. Yeah, just a really interesting, really interesting that that's the way that this works. So we're talking specifically today about small markets, and I think let's get the negatives out of the way first. We can look at the positives and the way that we can deal with these things afterwards, but what are the challenges? Katya, you work with a lot of bands, but also you work for the export office, so you're probably connected to a lot of managers. What are the challenges you see repeatedly, especially because you come from a small market, and not just that, but maybe a more challenging market?
yeah. So yeah, Slovakia is a pretty small market. I mean, we are 5.5 million people, so what's pretty decent number to compare with smaller countries, of course. But yeah, we are still small market, and our like closest approach is Czech Republic. So in total, let's say like 15 million people. It's what we are really targeting when we are working. What's really challenging, it's like the first thing, like there is a lack of managers. There's so few people who are doing it because it's so underpaid. I mean, it's super underpaid. There are still discussions like what's the percentage the band should get, but usually it's like 15%, what's like fair price. If you're doing like more wider management, you can say let's 20. But also like with the smaller market, with like the type of country it's Slovakia is, also the fees are not that high. So you just like start to count like, yeah, one band is like can ask maximum 700 euros, but it's something in between 500 and 700 euros. So when you combine it, like the end of the day, I can't live out of booking, even though I do with quite a lot of artists. But as I mentioned, not all of them are like super active. Like 5 of them are like really active, and we are working on the bookings and everything on a daily basis. So the thing is like, I need to have another jobs.
Yeah.
Not even one, because also like we are doing music export office, but it's more like hobby in our case. Then I work for the festival and I have another like jobs. So it means I can't really do it on 100%. So I think that's the biggest negative, what's coming for me out of what I'm doing. But I'm trying hard, like literally, like I work with the bands, I'm in touch with them like every single day, since the morning till the last message I'm going to sleep. It's like, yeah, we will figure out something, like go to sleep, don't be sad or something. So, and it's not not just about like booking the shows there. I'm trying to find opportunities for them. I'm also consulting with them so many steps and decisions, and we are really dealing so many challenges, requests, needs, etc., etc. So I'm also like part of like psychology member of the team. So
course.
yeah, we have so many hats just within working with the one band. So yeah, I think this is the biggest challenge for me, that I'm trying to be 100% focused, but I'm not in the level. Also, the bands are not on this level that I can really live out of just like doing this.
And how do you think being from a small market particularly impacts that? You're talking about like there's not enough managers, so you end up kind of doing more. But apart from that, are there things? Yeah, how do you think being from a small market actually makes that harder? Because obviously, with all managers, they have like so much to deal with, regardless of what market they're from. That's a common theme when we discuss the needs of managers. But yeah, small markets.
Yeah, I mean, Slovakia is a small market, as I mentioned, and sometimes it's more harder for us to break through the borders. Because if you say like, yeah, I'm banned from Germany, people are like, oh, banned from Germany. Oh, yeah, we are from France. Oh, that's so cool. So I started to use this formula like, yeah, Slovakia is undiscovered scene. So, and yeah, and the bookers are like, oh, you're right. I never heard about any Slovak band. I never ever was thinking about any Slovak band. So yeah, my mission is to get some like curiosity out of what I'm doing and what I'm offering. And sometimes it works. I mean, at least I get some response on my email. That's another challenge. Like you send like hundreds of emails, and you have to keep going because if you will stop, you will probably never get even one reply after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get this like, yeah, you're right. You're exotic country in
So,
the
yeah.
heart of Europe.
You've had pretty good success with export and things like that. So obviously, from what Katya's saying about finding it hard to break through those borders, what are your challenges? Are they similar, coming from different markets?
Yeah, I think the most problem in a small market is just as in Austria, there are no offices from Spotify, from the DSPs. So we can't go to them, talk to them directly. We always have to do it with the distributors. And the genre in them I'm working in is based in GSA, so we are looking always to Germany. So and there are less opportunities in Austria.
And how do you find building audiences here? Like your challenges are one thing, but the artist challenges, is it harder to build audiences here? Is it because it's a smaller pool of people or not?
It's a good point, because I think the most important of this whole game is to get fans and to find your audience. And your audience can be everywhere. So we are in a closed market in GSA, so we very looking to Germany. But in Austria, you get FM4. This really great radio station, but it's somehow the only one which can push you.
Right,
So,
the options are limited.
yes, but my way in management position is get fans, search your audience, build fans, get your community self together, then press and media will come to you.
I guess that's almost, we'll go into advantages and positives in a second, but that's almost on the positives that actually now we have the internet, we have so many digital tools. It doesn't matter so much that you're from a small market because you're open to the world. Bettina, what about you? I mean, how have you found building audiences for your artists, and how do you find it being as a manager from a smaller market?
We played it a lot through the live shows. We do have some really great festivals here in Austria. And they are pretty stable too in comparison to Germany, where there's now some chaos and a lot going on with festivals dying. And yeah, I think there are great opportunities for playing independent festivals in Austria, like the Acoustic Lakeside or the Big Town Festival. And there you can find bigger crowds. So this is like a very useful. That's a positive thing. A negative thing would be I'm missing leverage. So like other artists who had a breakthrough, who would take my band with them for a support tour or something like that, because we have like a little weltberühmt in Österreich, like world famous in Austria problem. Like, okay, their acts, they are huge here, but all of them are speaking German. Some of them are like singing in dialect. It's a really big thing here, especially if you want airplay on the biggest radio station. They love like the Austrian dialect, but how they won't understand me in Hamburg. There are some artists who did it, who came, who built themselves up in Germany, like the Nino aus Wien, and yeah, but it was mostly a long way, like staying on it, playing and touring and playing and touring. So playing and touring helps.
I guess I see this a lot where you have recognizable awards, opportunities within your own countries, but maybe they're not so well known. So being from the UK, there's a lot of things, markers that are understood Europe-wide. Whereas if you're from a smaller market, that could be more of a challenge. Something that's huge for you might not translate across everybody else. Yeah, absolutely can see that. Just quickly, I also want to ask, from what Katja was saying about having to have other jobs, do you, Jo and Bettina, also have other jobs? Do you just do management, or do you have other streams of income?
I'm working at a healthcare institution, and I'm a controller, and I'm working in HR. So yes, I do have another job.
Okay.
I'm nearly doing everything in music, so production, mixing, PR, marketing, label, publishing, and so I can do everything in management too, and I have a broad insight in every aspect of it. So yeah, I'm only living from music, but a lot of
income
sections
streams,
there.
yeah. I think that's a really interesting thing, and it's very, very common when we talk at Emma with managers from smaller markets, from any market to be honest, but definitely more often from smaller markets. And actually we can find it quite hard to find managers who identify solely as managers. They identify as maybe a marketer who does management on the side or something like that, whereas actually it's such an important role and it needs to be the focus. How do you, and any of you can jump in on this, but how do you feel like that impacts management, like having to have many, many roles because you need a bunch of income streams in order to survive? How do you think that impacts your artists? Does it impact the way that you're seen or taken seriously? Or like, yeah, I'm just interested to know what you think.
I will start. I think I will switch to the positives because the negatives were enough, but this was the opening circle. Having many hats, I think it's really great because it can positively influence our work with the bands. So we are more experienced in a wider fields. So yeah, we can really be helpful for the bands from different angles. That's great, I think.
Yeah, well, when you were talking about leverage, Bettina, like it introduces a level of leverage if you've got other roles and you've got other opportunities. Yeah, any of the others?
Yeah, also I think my acts, especially Spiliff, love it that I am in every section, and that she can ask me everything, and yeah, it's a positive thing in a way. You can get burnt out, but
Of course.
yeah, it's a lot to do.
That's really nice. I love that you all see it as positives, pretty much. Bettina, do you want to add anything to that, or?
There are pros and cons. The big con is like time management, and it's always the same. If there is one project crashes and needs a lot of time, the others crash too. It's always like
domino effect.
Yeah. It's always during the same period of time. So okay, now I have to work. I don't know how many hours. Yeah. Why can't you do it like one after another?
Yeah, the thing is like we are not 9 to 5. We are
No, of course.
midnight to midnight.
Yeah.
Maybe
At best.
Christmas it's the exceptional day, but there's still some question of the bored artist, which is like coming with super great idea who wants to discuss. So yeah, but another I think I see the positive thing is the relationship with the artists. I am trying to work with them like I'm taking them really personally. So it's not just like B2B relationship, but we are really like friends.
Yeah.
So even though I started with a new artist like in May. There's this punk rock rap band, like cool guys. I don't know. People want to see them like from all around the Czech Republic, Slovakia, whenever. And there are these, we are so cool, but they're still like humans. So yeah, when we meet, we talk about like super basic things. So I want to know those people also, not like an artist, but also like a human
Personal.
being. Yeah, so this is really, really important with me to build a relationship. Like, it can also happen, like people like don't bond that much. So yeah, but there are another artists, another managers who can work with. So yeah, I'm really building on it, like making a closer relationship. And then it's more open also, like the cooperation and the sharing thoughts.
May I add something? I think like the communication and the talking to each other and talking through projects is really, really important and helpful. You get stuck as an artist in your project, like, okay, there are so many tasks, and then you have somebody else to talk to and to get structure in it. I think that's really, really important and helpful. And it's hard to evaluate it in money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, also happened to me, like one of my artists, like 2 years ago, they had like super a lot of concerts, and sometimes she gets like tired of it, but also not just like physically, but also like in a psychological way. So yeah, and that was my role. Like we sat down and we were just talking, talking about her thoughts, needs, and I wasn't mad that she decided to cancel one show, because I knew if we're gonna do that, so another 5 shows will be fine, because she's not gonna burn out. So it's really important to look at the artist also in this really fragile perspective and trying to understand them, but
In a
also,
long term,
yeah,
rather than just like this show,
yeah,
all of the
yeah.
shows.
So for me, it's important to understand them as a people, not just an artist who are playing and entertaining people. So yeah.
So as we're kind of already well into the positives, which is great, are there any positives from being from a small market? Like Bettina, for instance, like you see your peers as well, maybe from bigger markets like Germany, because you're so closely related and so closely working with them. Do you think that you sometimes are given an edge, or there's a positive from being from Austria and being from a smaller market?
Like the Germans kind of like us. I don't know. They think we are funny. So there's
Love it.
Bilderbuch and Wander created kind of a trend, and now they like us. I don't know. Oh, the cool, edgy Austrians. What are they doing now? I don't know. But I think the musicians in Austria are really creative. I love their creativity, and I think they have to prove themselves a lot.
Yeah.
To get heard, and this increases the quality. And there's another fun fact. We say like Vienna is a village and not a city. So everything is really close, and you know each other, and our mood is not as bad as everyone says. We are nice people.
I think
so those are pros. And as I already said, I love the festival scene. Like they worked so hard to get it on the level they are now, and hey, props. It's amazing what you're doing.
I think that's a really important point, that in a smaller market, you can really get to know all the players. You can accelerate an artist's career so much more easily because you know exactly who to approach. Whereas, like in the UK, it can be very different. It can be that I'm not related to the person that I need for my artist.
Yeah, the most positive thing I see, it's kind of the same. I think the Austrian artists there to be more creative because they don't want to live from this music initially. I work with a lot of German bands. They are all totally different mindset. Uh, this lends to more creativity in Austria in the bands, and I'm managing only Austrian bands because they bands got more pushed and more seen because they're more creative and try new things. And German artists I work with more tend to go into how to be successful. I want to be successful, and that's not the best thing.
So
I
more
must
like
say.
sustainability versus success. So
Yeah.
yeah. Interesting. I mean, Katja, from your point of view, you're from a totally different market. So is there, like, are there big differences between these small markets and different advantages from being from Slovakia? I mean, you already kind of mentioned one about being an exotic, undiscovered market. But yeah, how do you think it's different?
Yeah, I mean, Austrian market is kind of like linked to German market, which is like super strong, top tier market in the Europe. So also like you can sell a lot of music there. Our bigger brother is Czech Republic, as I mentioned. Fortunately, I mean, we have super great relationships. There's no language barrier. It's like even greater. It's really cool. And yeah, we are Slavics, so like Slavic language a field. So I'm still thinking like I will start again. All the bands they want to like break through somewhere, and we keep these discussions like, what's the best market for you? So yeah, I mean, Austria, there are like barely no Slovak bands playing, if I'm right. Germany is kind of too far, but there is already so much things to happening. Czech Republic is obvious. Many Slovak bands are trying to break through Poland, but also that's a huge market, and I don't know, I don't see many successful bands from Slovakia. So we are trying to go to more Balkans. Because, Croatia, I don't know, maybe Serbia, but the Croatians are like really close to us. Slovenia, amazing. I mean, they're so like the brothers from another mothers. So yeah, so we are more trying to focus on this part of the Europe because in a certain way it makes sense. But what I recently experienced, my band, it was the first Slovak band playing Glastonbury. It was this year. So we also did a small tour in UK. And yeah, we were so exotic there. And it's not just because we are from Slovakia, but also the type of music. It's like psychedelic, witchy pop. They're like really like they're dressed like from thrift shops, and everything has the aura and also the energy from the music. So yeah, it's definitely something what's influenced from the Central Europe, a little bit influenced from our Slovak folk music, but it's not like world music, but it's really like it's something crazy. You can look at it. Band called Tolstoys, and yeah, we were really surprised because people reacted like, "Wow, we never seen anything like this before," and we're like, "That's it.
That's what we need.
That's what we need. That's what we are offering abroad." But also like with the punk rock rap band, they were playing Ment, and they are singing in Slovak. And first time we did this like double check like if it really works for a foreign audience, because like yeah, you from Germany, you understand like 0 words. There are not even similarities. So yeah, it's like either you want to focus on lyrics, but as Cesar Andion yesterday told me, like if I want to focus on lyrics, I will go to read the book, Or, yeah, thank you, Cesar, for this quote. I love it. Or you just focus on the energy and the stage presence. And if the band is able to do it, I think and I believe and I hope and I pray and everything that they really can break through. And that's what I'm trying to do with my bands.
Interesting. It's kind of like you're bringing together a whole bunch of smaller markets, partly to kind of make a stronger market, but also to widen your artists and your personal options.
Yeah.
So it's almost, it's not irrelevant that you're from a small market, but you can kind of make it bigger and smaller depending on the band, depending on how it works. I think one thing, I mean, personally, I'd like to add to this is I am based in Scotland. And Scotland has, it is a small market actually. It's its own small market. And yes, we're very closely related to the UK, the rest of the UK, so it's fine. But there's always this discussion among artists and managers about whether it is better to stay where they are, build the audience, build a fan base, and be a big fish in a small pond, or whether it's better to go to London where there's more opportunities, more chances to meet influential professionals, and maybe to accelerate your career, but you are definitely one of many, many, many artists also doing that. And I don't think that there's any one route, and there's no answer for being from a small market, whether it's better to just like be the bigger artist in your market, or whether it's better to find other opportunities.
I lived in Berlin for 3 years and get as an artist. I want to get opportunities, and my promoter was there and thought, yeah, it would be great and so on. I started then after a month in a German indie band in Berlin. This opens a lot of doors for my genre. This was really great, but then came Corona and everything. And but the case is, when you're in such a big city as Berlin, you won't meet the people if you want, because they live 1 hour away from you, even if they're in the same city. And I think you can live everywhere. In these days, you can connect with each other via Instagram, email. So, it's, yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So you came back to Austria? Or
I came back to Austria, first to Tyrol and then to Vienna, yeah.
nice. And one quick thing, because you were mentioning about kind of genre, Katja. Do you think that there's a difference in the positives or the negatives depending on genre? Does it vary? Because obviously with hip hop, for instance, you work with hip hop artists, like that often tends to be more local scenes. We see this really, really often that different genres have different ways of working. Some of them are very international. Rock and metal, for instance, is extremely collaborative, extremely international, and the language doesn't matter so much. Whereas hip hop, you find these amazing small scenes that are local language and really, really passionate. So it must vary a little bit depending on genre. And those of you who work with more than one artist, like, do you find that for some of your artists it's really positive being from a small market, and some of them it's more difficult?
Yeah, if you want to work with artists from more genres, you need to do like bigger research, of course, because you can't offer the same artist to every festival which is happening around you. So also, like, when I'm sending the offers, what I do, I'm also picking up the artists who fits there. But it's by my opinion, of course. I'm not the dramaturgist, but yeah, if there is a electronic festival, I'm not gonna send them psychedelic witchy pop, of course.
Yeah.
So for me, it means more work, of course, because I'm trying to like really look for opportunities for them, and yeah, I'm just making kind of more complicated for me.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
yeah, I need to just like
You have to do more work.
yeah. But
Do-
it's totally fine, because then I can advise the cool festival also for another bands and managers, because I'm like really happy to share like information. Why not? I mean, and that this is actually, sorry for stepping
no,
in.
no, carry on.
This is the cool thing about small market, because we know all each other, and somehow we are not that much competitive. Somehow, maybe not always, but
Do you,
yeah, I mean, when we do a big concert, for instance, in Bratislava, and it's like similar genre, we really make sure and we communicate to each other, or at least we are trying to not do the same thing in the same month. Like this a rap, punk rap scene is like really, really big in Slovakia right now. And yeah, this autumn gonna be like one big concert October, another November, and my band is going to do it for December. And we all at each concert we expect like 700 people. So we really wisely need to work with our audience, because they can be tired of
yeah.
the really similar concerts, within the 1 month. So yeah, we are trying to be really cooperative, but it's really utopistic to say like it works on each levels. I'm just talking about this like alternative underground scene. Those pop stars, they're like far beyond. They don't even care about this scene. So what I'm saying, like, it's within this.
Within certain scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is another interesting thing. We hear this a lot, Emma, as well, about the competitiveness of certain markets, of certain smaller markets, and the feeling that there's not enough to go around for everybody. So is that something you both feel as well, Bettina? Is that something you feel?
I think it's pretty much the same in Vienna. I don't know if we have to like look left or right in regards of the concerts. Like, I think the people are really, really motivated right now. So we can do, I don't know, 3 punk rock concerts a week, and the fans would go to all of them. Yeah. Maybe I'm a little bit too positive, but the live business was doing well this year, I think. But I have the same feeling as you have, that like in the underground scene or the alternative scene, we are helping out each other, and also the artists are, they're talking to each other, and we don't fall in the others' backs, in the back of the others. Yeah, so we try to be cooperative.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense, because
no, of course,
we can really pull each other. And I will use another example, like, it's not really like the relationship between the bands, but what I'm doing, like, if I get some offer for a gig and the band, they ask for, it's not available, so I'm offering them another bands from my roster, because it's like this circulation. You just like fulfill the need of the promoter, and if it fits to their
if it works, and it's fine.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to somehow connected everything, and the bands are fine with it. I inform them like, okay, so you get this offer, you can't go there, so I will offer it to another band from my roster, just to let you know that
you've been offered it, that's happening. That's great. Yo, how do you find it? Do you find there's fierce competition or collaboration?
Between the markets?
No, between managers within like Austria. Because it's a small market, are you feeling like
there are not that much managers, I think. So and
that helps?
So we know each other. I think it's and yeah, when I need a band, we have to cancel a festival show, for example, and then I call the other managers and ask if they have some acts to play instead of Spiliv. Yeah, it's worked out well. So yeah,
it's collaborative.
Yeah,
that's really nice to hear. And honestly, I think that's something for everyone to take away from this today. That actually supporting each other and helping each other will make things stronger. And competing with each other because you feel like there's a scarcity is actually only going to cause scarcity. So collaborate wherever you can. On that notion of collaboration, I would love to look to the future a little bit more. And this might be, I mean, I'm personally invested in asking this question, but obviously at Emma, we bring together managers from all across Europe in order to help. What advantages do you see from this kind of cooperation or opportunity? And do you think that it's necessary? Are you interested in like connecting with managers from other countries? Or like, how can we help you best as managers from small markets? Yeah. Anybody?
I can. No, you go.
I really love the idea. I think the network is a good idea, and there are markets. If you want to enter a new market, you need good partners in this country. For instance, I'm trying to enter the UK, which is not that easy. And there are so many players. It's really difficult to choose your partners wisely. And if you don't choose them wisely, they're going to rip you off. And I don't want it, especially if, in regards of promoters and stuff like that. You pay them a fee, and they say, okay, we're going to do some promo. Oh, no, no one wanted to talk about you. No one wanted to write about you. And I have a huge loss of money. So I need to meet people up, and I need their recommendations to choose wisely, because I'm on a very limited budget.
Yeah, absolutely. So actually using something like Emma to find advice and recommendations on solid partners, people who have been successful. How about any of the others of you? Katja, you were going to say something.
Yeah, what I really like about these international things are networks. So it's the same, like we have this network of export offices. There's a network of showcase festivals. There is a network of this and that and blah, blah, blah. We also have, like in Slovakia, a really strong network of culture centers. So yeah, there's still... It's a great that there is still someone who you can ask and who will give you advice or will give you contact and will push you to some side. Because yeah, like at the beginning of what I was trying to book the band here and there, it was so hard because I didn't know who to ask for help, and I was like, oh, it's so embarrassing. I'm asking for help. Oh my God, what people will think about me. But actually, when I asked someone, like, can you just like advise me or something? It was the great moment that I got to know better the person, firstly. And secondly, I found out there's still people who can help you. And it's just like you need to put down your ego and just go for it, because it's so natural. And it's not laziness that you're not making up the new ideas by yourself. No, it's just like being wise, not waste the time with creating ideas which already exist.
Absolutely. Yo, did you want to add anything to that?
I think the most is said. But maybe an interesting thing is we want to get with Spiliff next year more into Germany, but also more into Switzerland. Switzerland is also an extremely small market, and it's not in the EU. It's very interesting. It's this network with other managers in Switzerland is really helpful, because asked managers in Switzerland, how do you do it? Do you have capacities to help us in Switzerland? So,
I mean, that's something you find, I think, in other sectors of the industry. Like live is a really good example where agents will very regularly have people representing or working for them in other countries. You know, they kind of outsource some of the work because they know that they could never know the market as well as the person that is based there that understands it. So maybe, I mean, for me, talking about the future, I would love to see managers collaborating on that level as well. Okay, well, Switzerland, really interested in it. Let's actually collaborate for Switzerland in some kind of way, or maybe do a trade, or vice versa. So they've got an artist that wants to get into Austria. You do a bit of work on them. They do a bit of work on yours. I think we need to look at new models for management in some kind of way, because it doesn't work, you know, in terms of just taking the percentage. So how can we make a stronger sector without just demanding money? And that kind of brings me to my next question. Locally, apart from investment, because investment is the obvious one, what do you think that, organizations like Music Austria, like Mika, like any of the local PROs and stuff, what do you need from them as managers to be stronger in this local market or on an international scale? Like, what do you want to see happen in the future, and what would you like to demand of them in order to support you as a manager? I can.
There's two really smart points, but I'm always struggling with them, because if you get funding for an act to go to Showcase Festival or something like that, they won't pay the manager. Or I get a tour support and there is no funding for the management fee. It's like, it's getting better and better, but like also with the Austrian Cultural Forum, they only pay like the fee for the artists, but maybe I want to send a tour manager with them abroad, I don't know, 15 hours of flight. They need an audio engineer, and it's always like, okay, no, we will only pay the artists, or like there's like this new fair pay concept, like, okay, I pay every artist on the stage, but they won't get that amount of money because there are people behind of them, and we also have to pay them. It would be great if we can see the bigger picture, like of all the people working with this band to make the show happen and everything around it. It's financial. It's a financial incentive.
Yeah, but it's a very good point. It's
but
kind of
there already is funding. But why doesn't it include
managers?
Why is it excluded? I don't really get it. Yeah. But the Mika and the Austrian Music Export are doing lots of things. They increased funding, so there is a lot going on. And there are new programs and possibilities implemented this year. So I can say we have to
wait.
To wait.
Yeah.
If they are good and if they will have an effect.
Very well said. And another point would be to give export opportunities or awards to bands with a team. So. Yeah,
that can make the most of it.
Yeah, so it's otherwise not sustainable.
And you won't get the same impact out of that investment if there's no one on the ground to really support that growth.
Okay, so now I should change my seat to music exports. So from the perspective of the music export, we are so underfinanced, so
of course
we can't really support the bands financially. So you are really lucky, guys. I mean, congratulations, you have such a great opportunities to be financed in a certain way, because we are not connected to Ministry of Culture, not even to government money. So each year we have to apply for this small little tiny amount of money, which we are fortunately successfully getting it for last 7 years. So our situation is completely different. Our government doesn't understand the importance of exporting art, so that's why we are not really supported by the government, because it's there like, if the band wants to go to play to Austria, so just like go, no? There's a train. So yeah, what we do as a music export is like we are doing consulting, we are helping with promotion, we are doing some delegations. It means we offer tickets, sometimes accommodation and travel costs for music professionals. We have like 2 big projects. It's linked to Eurosonic and Ament. And what we are doing, we rent a bus, pack 50 people, drive them from Bratislava to Groningen. We all stay together at 2 boats. We are creating community. There is a huge impact of getting to know each other within the market. Take the people, bring back, same round a month later to Ment. So yeah, these are the small things we are trying to do for the scene. out of the almost not existing money which we have, because we are doing also like a lot of workshops, discussions, blah blah blah, and everything we are doing for free, of course. We are like
Not charging them.
not charging anyone for seeing, attending, listening, being part. So yeah, this is my point of view, so I can go back to management.
No, it's really interesting, and it's a good reminder that, you know, it's not every small market is built the same, and the opportunities are not the same. As much as we like to come up with European strategy, as much as we like to look at us as a kind of collaborative network, actually we're not starting from the same point. And so everything has to be considered on an individual level. I've just realized we have 9 whole minutes left, and I think I would like to open it to questions, if that's okay. Yes? Does anyone have any questions for my wonderful panelists? Just looking. Okay, there's one here. I don't know if there's a microphone coming around or anything. No? Okay, we can just listen.
Hi, what's up, guys? I'm Silvi from Hungary. Sisters Voice Music. It's a community of women artists and concert series. I'm interested about Katya's opinion and also from everybody's. What's your opinion about Hungarian market? Because you didn't mention when you roll up your industries nearby your country. Your true opinion.
Yeah,
tell me the truth.
The thing is, like in Slovakia live almost 500,000 Hungarian-speaking people, like Hungarian nationality people. So from perspective, like Hungarian bands approaching Slovak market, you have like thousands of audience. And what I know, like they're coming to these regions bands. Well, it's the same with Austria. Like we have like bare minimum Austrian and Hungarian bands playing in Slovakia. I mean, we are missing something, you know. It's the vice versa. Like there is a lack of Slovak bands playing in Hungary and in Austria. I don't know. I'm thinking quite a lot, not just about these things, but yeah, I'm thinking like how break through. And yeah, there needs to be a will to do these collaboration concerts. Like, yeah, I will bring Hungarian band with the Slovak band playing a show in Bratislava and vice versa. But on the other hand, like the artists are sometimes, you know, when they're thinking about the support band, they want someone who will also bring the audience. So we need to slowly change these opinions and to build on like thinking more beyond, like, yeah, okay, there will be Hungarian band, maybe they will bring their friend who lives nearby Bratislava, but what it will bring to us when we're gonna play abroad. So yeah, it's everything about discussions with the artists, what they want to reach. If they really want to go internationally, they need to do these compromises, like to finding the balance, what they want and what they can reach with. Yeah, win-win situation. So, yeah, that's it. And I have to, but there was a festival like last week, and there was like huge Hungarian rapper playing there. So it's breaking a little bit. Yeah,
it's happening. We have another question back here.
Hi, thank you so much for information. My name is Guar. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm an ex-opera singer, so I'm new to this industry. And I would like to ask, when searching for artists, what is the criteria, the package, so to say, you're looking for? Are you looking for someone that has already gotten their tracks out, videos, and everything? So I would like to know that. Thank you.
Great question. Do you want to go, you?
in my opinion, it's really, can this act get fans and have this act already a small community and is in the same genre music community in it and want to connect with other artists in the same genre and get to know fans. It's really my perspective. I wanted to see, can you get fans? So it's not that thing that you have to have an album out yet or something. But yeah, it's a big discussion about social media, I think, in this point.
It's not needing. Yeah, you're saying you don't need to see loads of fans on social media. It's more like community and a feel of something that can go forward.
It's more how, also when I'm going to Instagram, for example, or TikTok, are there people to interact with your posts? It's more important to me. If you have many thousand followers and on your posts 50 likes and no comment, I think, yeah, okay. I don't know where the following is coming or something. And I always say this to my bands. I want that the content is working for the community and that they talk to their community and
They
to their
get their
fans
community,
and they get response from people.
Bettina, how about you? What do you look for?
My approach was not very rational. I just fell in love with the music.
That's absolutely, totally legit. And I think the artists that
Absolutely.
the artists that I work for had no fans. They like absolutely nothing online. They were doing some songwriting with quite high profile artists, which was great. But themselves as an artist, they had no profile. I just heard it and I thought, I know there's an audience for this. And that was kind of it.
And also I choose the bands if I like their music, because I can't really represent something what I can't stand for. So
Yeah.
that was it. I mean, it means like I love many genres, but yeah, I don't need to be a huge fan of avant pop soul. But when I like this particular artist, it means I can be really on the same page with them. And I will just like react to you. For my perspective, it's more important how many people will go to the show than the likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we can't forget about this like live element. And also I'm not really into like, oh, your artist has just like 2,000 Spotify monthly listeners.
That's not my point. My point is, are they interacting with you? I started with Spiliv. Spiliv had, I think, 350 monthly listeners when we started 1.5, 2 years ago. Now she's at 30,000. But I felt, yeah, all in Tirol knew her as an artist. And all are saying, yes, she's a great act. And then we're going to, how can we get a step further? We made a band for her, with her, and get to push this thing to get more into this scene. And the hip hop scene is then really get into this whole game, yeah.
Yeah, and community. I think that it comes down to that a lot. We are pretty much at time. I would like to invite you all to join us for a coffee downstairs at 3:15. We'll be doing a little Meet the Managers reception. You can come find out more about Emma, find out how to join our WhatsApp group so you can easily connect with all of the managers across Europe and keep up to date with what we're up to. So yeah, 3:15 at Ludwig and Adele downstairs. And yeah, I'd love to say hi. I would also like to extend a huge thank you to my wonderful panel. It's been extremely insightful. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.